We are at the height of citrus season here in Arizona. We have more lemons, oranges, and grapefruits than we know what to do with. And you know what they say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemon cake. So this isn't just for any casual lemon cake person. This is like for lemon cake lovers. It's intense. If you don't like lemon, you'll probably hate it. But if you think lemon's pretty good, you're gonna love it. So this cake recipe is a little backwards compared to a lot of cake recipes you've seen, but it's super easy and it comes together in just a matter of minutes. All right, I've got 2 lemons here that I've already washed and dried, and I'm gonna zest them right into the bowl. You've probably seen on a million YouTube videos before that you don't zest the white part. You don't want what's known as the pith. You just want the fragrant lemon oil yellow part in your cake. And I can tell you these lemons are intense. Like the oil is getting all over my fingers and thumb. Like it's like lemon cleaner, lemon essential oil, whatever you want to call it. Smells heavenly. Now that I've got the lemon in my bowl here, I'm going to get the oil infused into the sugar. So I got 1 cup of sugar here. There's no need for a mixer. I know a lot of people like to weigh their ingredients, but it's really not necessary. This cake comes together so easily, it's kind of impossible to mess it up. I've got sugar and lemon in here, and I'm just gonna take my rubber scraper here, and I'm going to make the lemon zest and the sugar get really good and acquainted with each other. And you can smell it. It is so intense. Has anyone ever had lemon head candies? They're in a little box. That's exactly what this smells like. We're gonna add half a stick of butter. It's pretty soft. We're also going to add a tablespoon of oil. I'm using avocado. You can use whatever you're comfortable. You can use whatever you're comfortable with. I would use one that doesn't have a lot of flavor. Butter solidifies when it's room temperature, right? So adding an extra tablespoon of oil is going to give it that really luscious texture. I'm just going to make the butter and oil coat our sugar. Oops, I almost forgot. I'm also going to add a cup and a half of flour. And if I forgot to tell you, my pan's already buttered and floured here. So sugar, butter, flour, and oil all mixed together. I know we've all been taught cream together the butter and sugar. It's how you do pound cake. It's how you do so many things, but not today. I'm going to continue to coat the flour and sugar with our fat. I'm also going to add in half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda. Just sprinkle those all around and keep mixing. By the way, my oven is preheating to 350 degrees. It's pretty crumbly here. There are a few chunks of butter in it. It's gonna be fine. Now that that's all together, we're gonna take 3 ounces of soft, very soft cream cheese and incorporate it. Still using this rubber scraper. It looks pretty much like we're making biscuits. I mean, I can kind of squeeze it together and kind of form a ball. It's crumbly, but it will stick together if I try. I'm adding in a teaspoon of vanilla, maybe more. I'm adding in the juice from our lemon. I have a lemon juicer thing there, but I only see 2 seeds, so I'm going for it. Ooh. And I'm making a mess. And I'm not mad if some of that pulp gets in there. It's not gonna hurt a thing. And these are super juicy lemons. If you get a lemon and it's like, you know, one of those sad lemons, it doesn't have a whole lot of juice, it's just like, then I would say 2. You're not gonna overdo it. Look at that juice. I've got 2 all-purpose eggs here, and I've got 2 room temperature eggs here. No. They really should be room temperature, but somebody forgot to take them out of the fridge. It's gonna be fine, promise. Just break them up a little bit here. our buttermilk. Switching over to our whisk here, because this is where I really want to get it pretty well mixed. Doesn't have to be perfect. You know, with traditional cake recipes, you don't want to overmix the batter once you've added the liquid. Beat it real good when it's sugar and butter, and once you add the liquid and flour, you don't want to overmix. But because we've coated our flour with the oil already, it's going to make it less likely that we're going to mess it up. We're not going to develop too much gluten. We're not going to make a tough cake. It's going to be beautiful. So there we go. Looks like a thick pancake batter. So exactly what we want. A few tiny pieces of butter or cream cheese, but nothing to be nervous about. So we've got our pan here. Ooh, making a mess today. I'm going to line our pan with some parchment because I feel like it's a good idea. And this is the part where I don't know what happened, but I forgot to record myself pouring the batter into the pan, putting the pan in the oven, telling you to bake for 35-40 minutes or until a toothpick or a skewer comes out clean. I wish you could smell this. So you'll notice there's not a whole lot of dome on top of the cake. It's pretty level on top, and that's another effect of mixing the oil and the butter with the flour and sugar before we add any liquid to it. Look at that. It's like glossy, shiny, beautiful. Got a piece of foil down here under my rack to prevent making a mess. Turn that beautiful cake out. Oh, I love this smell. And look how pretty that cake is. While it's pretty warm, I'm gonna take, this is a flat chopstick. You could use a skewer, whatever you have. I'm just gonna give it a few pokes. No rhyme or reason. We just wanna get a little more lemon syrup down in here. Also, while the cake was baking, I mixed 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a tablespoon of really hot water together in a bowl. And I just let it sit there and let the sugar dissolve. That's gonna be our syrup that we base the cake with when it comes out of the oven. I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna dab it on. I don't wanna say drench it because I don't want anyone to overdo it, but I'm going in pretty heavy with the lemon syrup. This cake is still fresh out of the oven. I'm just gonna let it soak it up. I don't think I'll use all of it, but we'll see. This whole cake should get a little extra love on it. You know what? Don't judge me. This is dessert. A little extra sugar isn't gonna hurt. In this container, I've got some very soft cream cheese for our icing, and we're not done with the lemon yet. So I'm gonna zest one more here and just really add one last punch of pucker power to this icing. We're gonna eat some cake. Got the other half of a lemon here. And we're really gonna give it a squeeze. Adding the smallest pinch of salt here, about a ½ teaspoon of vanilla, and a 1/3 cup, maybe a little more if we need it, a 1/3 cup of powdered sugar. Give that a mix. This is not quite a lemon glaze. It's not quite cream cheese icing. It is somewhere in the middle. And it's wonderful. I went a little heavy on the lemon juice, so I'm gonna thicken it up with a little more sugar here. It all depends. How juicy is your lemon? How dry is your powdered sugar? Oh, this is nice. You always want to wait to frost a cake. You don't want it a little bit warm at all. Matter of fact, it's better if it's cold before you put frosting on it. But today, once again, we're being a little backwards. We're gonna take this glaze and we're gonna apply it while the cake's still kind of warm. Cake's pretty warm. Just gonna get it right to the edge, and if some of it falls over, it falls over. Oh, I can't wait to eat this. You don't have to be an artist to do this. You don't have to be a cake decorator of any kind. Just have to love lemon. Now I'm gonna try with all my might to let this sit and cool before I do anything else to it. That is so freaking good. Mmm. It's been about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So hopefully it's completely cool. I'm gonna get this end slice here. It is my favorite piece. I don't know if you can see what the crumb looks like, but it is gorgeous inside. It reminds me of wedding cake. A little on the pound cake side. It's not the light, fluffy, airy, but it's gorgeous and uniform. I got a fork and a plate, but really, what for? I'm good. Mmm. I am in love. The cake isn't super sweet. It's very lemony, but not super sweet. Then the syrup you put on it brings up the sweetness a little more. The glaze you put on it makes it a little extra decadent. But the cake itself is not nearly as sweet as you'd expect. It's moist and tender. It's like the perfect cake texture. I don't know how to explain. You might notice there's no lemon extract. You could if you wanted to, but I don't think it needs it. I love that clean, bright, fresh lemon taste. Isn't it wonderful that when winter comes and it's cold and gloomy outside and it's not very pretty and people are getting colds and flu and all that stuff, that fresh citrus is fully in season. I mean, full of vitamin C, all kinds of things that make you feel better, make you healthy. Oranges and lemons are overflowing this time of year. So we're very grateful to God that He made sure we had exactly what we needed at the time of year we needed it. And we're grateful for you watching. Oh, one more thing. We had a giveaway on our community post that went up yesterday. I don't know if you've participated yet, but if you're interested, go ahead and check it out as soon as you finish watching this. You can still enter. I think it's still tomorrow or Friday, but go check it out. So thank you so much for watching.